So we'll see you there Saturday night. Appreciate Levitard for joining us there. Those events are fun if you haven't been there. Thanks a lot again for joining us there to Levitard. So let's get back to the... I'm sitting here. I didn't want to get into it, Levitard. I want to do fun stuff. I mean, obviously we asked a little bit about the Dolphins there. But I'm sitting here trying to figure out which I've been enjoying less. All right? Between the Heat and Panthers. It's almost, my man Mike in West Palm was like, the Dolphins, man, the Dolphins are so good. The Dolphins are so much fun. They suck the wins out of the Heat and the Panthers. So I don't know, maybe that's a trade-off that maybe a lot of people would take. Give me a great Dolphins season. I'll take the Heat and Panthers stinking up the joint. Maybe some people want that. I want it all. I want all my teams good. I'll be a pig. I'll be greedy. I want it all. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm having a hard time deciding which season I'm enjoying less, the Heat or the Panthers. And it's tough because with the Panthers, I've never gotten to experience, it's been 26 years ago since I watched Panthers in the Stanley Cup Final. I've never gotten to experience a consistent winner. So I'm having a really hard time digesting what's going on with the Panthers because it seemed like they're in a position to be really good every single year. And the murder of fun behind the bench has killed us. And then you got the Heat, who you expect greatness from every year. A Heat team who, not just that they got to Game 7 of the East Finals last year, but this Heat team, they're unrecognizable. They're unrecognizable. And that's the really difficult part about this team. So I'm having a hard time deciding which season I despise more right now. The season that the Heat have put together or the season that the Panthers have put together. Maybe I'll make a poll question. Maybe we'll do ZASLOW Show poll question. Which season do you despise more right now? What the Heat are doing or what the Panthers are doing? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. The Panthers tomorrow night, they are back at home against Detroit after getting their ass kicked by Winnipeg last night. Spencer Knight was pulled in the second. Didn't really help. And the Heat are back up. They continue this homestand, short little homestand. Tomorrow, they'll take on the Clippers. I do wonder if there's a portion of the Heat fan base that wants them to lose these games, not because of tanking, because they're not bad enough to tank. Not because of tanking, but because you feel like it's going to force Pat Riley's hand to do something. But I think he would do something if he can. You got to get another team to agree to trades. It's hard. But I do think there's a portion of the fan base that probably wants them to lose these games. So you can, they're forced into doing something. Anyway. Hey, you know what? Let me take a second to tell you about Briny Irish Pub. Briny Pub Pompano, BrinyPubPompano.com. That's my spot for Dolphin games for NFL Sundays. I got the NFL Sunday ticket every weekend, so you want to make sure you go there, especially for this Sunday night, Dolphins, Chargers. But you got live music every single night. BrinyPubPompano.com. Tonight you got Greg B performing starting at 7 p.m. Like I said, live music every night at the Briny. Atlantic Boulevard all the way to the ocean. Real easy to get there. Okay, seriously. Atlantic Boulevard all the way east, and Briny Pub is right there on your right-hand side. The world's greatest upscale dive bar. You got fish and chips specials, just $13.99 tonight. Briny Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And like I said, starting at 7 p.m. tonight and every night, 7 days a week, you got live music. BrinyPubPompano.com. That's, of course, my spot on the weekends watching Dolphin games. All right. You know what time it is. Let's do some big deal or not a big deal. All right. Let's see if this can serve as a little bit of a pick-me-up. All right, here we go. First up, Aaron Judge, 9 years, $360 million. That's right, to remain with the Yankees. And this came yesterday. This came after yesterday where John Heyman, who, people are very angry at the MLB reporter. John Heyman yesterday sent out the tweet that the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, and Aaron Judge are in agreement. He's out. Now, a couple things happened here. Number one, he originally put Arson Judge. His name's not Arson. His name's Aaron. Originally put Arson Judge is signing with the Giants, and then he had to delete and apologize. He jumped the gun. It's not a done deal yet. This morning, Aaron Judge, Yankees, 9 years, $360 million. There you go. That's a big deal. I'm glad Aaron Judge stayed. Very likable player. I told you, I got no problem with the Yankees. Hate the Mets. I got no problem with the Yankees, and I like when the Yankees are good. I think it's more interesting. I think it's fun. So, Aaron Judge staying with the Yankees, I'm going big deal. Yesterday, Baker Mayfield was claimed off of waivers by the Los Angeles Rams. There's talk that Matt Stafford's career might be over. But Baker Mayfield could be available this weekend for the Rams. Big deal or not a big deal? Not a big deal. Sucks. A team signing a quarterback, it sucks. That's never going to be a big deal. That's not a big deal. Big deal or not a big deal? Last night, NBA on TNT. They got the Christmas tree up in the background. They're in the festive spirit. You know, every time Kenny Smith gets up to do Kenny's pictures, sometimes Shaq, sometimes Chuck, they'll go up and they'll race him. Well, last night, Shaq got up to race him, and here's what happened.
Don't cheat, Chuck. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Get your one out of here. Oh, that was bad right there.
Now, I don't know if you could tell, because this is mostly an audio medium and not visual, even though you might be watching on youtube.com/@ZASLOW Show. I don't have the capabilities of putting the clips on the YouTube channel just yet, at least. I don't know, maybe I'll figure that out. But Shaq gets up to race Kenny, and Kenny catches Shaq off balance as they're running, and he shoves him into the Christmas tree. Shaq goes flying, falls right into the Christmas tree, and he's just lying in the tree. What a show. That's a big deal. I mean, I was watching it in bed last night. I needed a good laugh after that Heat debacle and that Panther, disgrace. I needed a good laugh. I was laughing in bed. I almost woke my wife up. That's a big deal. I love that show. Big deal or not a big deal? Tonight, AEW Dynamite. FTR. They got so many championship tag team belts, but they don't have the AEW championship. So tonight, they're fighting the Acclaimed. Everybody loves the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed are going to defend their AEW Tag Team Championship. AEW Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. on TBS against FTR. Everyone loves both of these tag teams. It's going to be great. I hope FTR wins. Whatever. FTR is awesome. Let them win all the belts. That's a big deal. Obviously, I'm going to be watching that tonight, especially since you got no Heat and no Panthers. I could use a break from both of them this evening. And finally here, how about this? Today, December 7th. Do you know what that is? You know what today is? 81 years ago today, Pearl Harbor. Today's Pearl Harbor Day. And of course, it led to, everybody knows, the Japanese sneak attack off our base, Pearl Harbor, just off, I think it's just off the coast of Hawaii. Sneak attack killed a couple thousand of our military. One of the worst days in the history of this country. Sneak attack by Japan there. That was 81 years ago today. Pearl Harbor Day. And of course, it led to, a very famous speech by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. How about this?
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of Japan, was still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific.
A date which will live in infamy. Everybody knows that speech. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, 81 years ago today, Pearl Harbor. So today is Pearl Harbor Day. And as you should every day, you should always remember and appreciate all of our military, everyone who served. So it's important for us to note that. That is obviously a big deal. And that is another edition. A big deal or not a big deal. Hey, listen, I love that you guys listen to ZASLOW Show 2.0, but you got to make sure that you catch Dolphins Talk tonight. Dolphins Talk podcast, dolphinstalk.com. I'm going to be on with my guys there, all right? Big E, Ian, he invited me a couple weeks ago, and finally we were able to work out a day that worked for me. I was being a big-time pain in the ass. I'm glad that I'm able to work it out. Tonight, I'm going to be joining those guys, dolphinstalk.com, dolphinstalk.com podcast. I'm going to be on with them at 8 p.m. So you can hit up Big E. He's at Ian, that's with an I, at Ian693, where you go to dolphinstalk.com. You can check out all the ways to listen. I'm going to be on at 8 p.m. tonight. I'm looking forward to joining those guys, so come hang out tonight. Make sure you like, you rate, you download, you subscribe, ZASLOW Show 2.0 podcast. You got to do it for the algorithm, and then I get all the monies. Thanks to Jay Vidal for joining us. He was terrific. Love having the pro wrestlers on the show. Thanks to Dan Lebitard, up-and-coming podcaster, doing really good things here in Miami. Thanks to everybody involved in putting together a great show today. I mean, just a wonderful job by everybody. Getting us on the air here and making sure we got great content for everybody. Appreciate everyone's hard work today. We'll talk to you on ZASLOW Show 2.0 tomorrow. You know what that means.